In the bustling commercial city of Onitsha, where the markets never seemed to sleep and the roads echoed with the voices of traders and apprentices, two young ladies began a journey that would shape their destinies in very different ways. Their names were Amaka and Ifunanya. They met on a hot afternoon at Ochanja Market, both standing nervously in front of a tailoring shop owned by a strict but highly respected woman called Madame Obiageli. Each of them had come with the same purpose, to learn a skill that would secure their future. Amaka was lively, outspoken, and full of dreams. She believed strongly that one day she would leave the busy streets of Onitsha and live a life of luxury. Ifunanya, on the other hand, was calm, humble, and deeply focused. She spoke less but observed more, always determined to perfect whatever she learned. From the very first day, Madame Obiageli made it clear that learning tailoring would not be easy. "You are not here to play," she said sternly. "If you want to succeed, you must endure." And endure they did. The days were long. They woke up early, swept the shop, arranged fabrics, and ran errands before even touching the sewing machines. Many times their fingers got pricked by needles, and they stayed late into the night finishing customers' clothes. Amaka would often complain. This work is too much," she would say, stretching her back. "When I marry a rich man, I will never touch needle again." Ifunanya would smile softly and continue sewing. "Let's just learn it well first," she would reply. "Tomorrow will take care of itself." Years passed and slowly, the two girls transformed into skilled tailors. Their hands became fast, their stitching neat, and their designs admired by customers. One evening, after 5 years of training, Madame Obiageli called them. "You have both done well," she said. "It is time for your freedom." That day, they celebrated with joy. Friends and family gathered, gifts were given, and prayers were said for their future. After their freedom, life began to take different turns for the two friends. Amaka was the first to get married. She met a man named Chinedu, a businessman based in Lagos. He was wealthy, flashy, and drove big cars. When he came to Onitsha to marry her, the entire neighborhood was filled with excitement. The wedding was grand, with expensive decorations, loud music, and plenty of food. As Amaka left for Lagos with her husband, she hugged Ifunanya. "Don't worry," she said proudly. "Your own will come. But for me, suffering has ended." Ifunanya smiled and wished her well. Life in Lagos changed Amaka completely. She now lived in a big house, wore expensive clothes, and posted pictures of her new lifestyle. Whenever she called Ifunanya, her tone had changed. "So you are still in Onitsha?" she would ask. "You need to upgrade your life, my dear. Lagos is where things happen." Ifunanya would respond politely, "I'm doing fine. My shop is growing." But Amaka would laugh. "Tailoring? You are still stressing yourself. See me, I don't even sew again. I am now a madam." With time, Amaka's pride grew even more. Whenever she visited Onitsha, she hardly spent time with Ifunanya. Instead, she moved with wealthy friends, spoke loudly about her husband's money, and acted as though she had forgotten where she came from. People began to notice the change. "Ifunanya, your friend has changed," some would say. But Ifunanya never spoke badly about her. "She is just enjoying her new life," she would reply calmly. Meanwhile, Ifunanya continued to work hard. She opened a small shop, trained apprentices, and slowly built a name for herself. Customers loved her humility and the quality of her work. Years passed again. Then one day, something unexpected happened. A man named Emeka, who had been living in the United States for many years, came back to Nigeria. He had built a successful business abroad and was known to be extremely wealthy, but he was also quiet and disciplined. He came to Onitsha to visit family, and that was how he met Ifunanya. One of his relatives had sewn a beautiful outfit, and when Emeka asked where it was made, they directed him to Ifunanya's shop. The first time he saw her, she was busy sewing, her face calm and focused. He was impressed, not just by her skill, but by her character. He began to visit more often, sometimes bringing clothes to sew, other times just to talk. Over time, their conversations grew deeper. Emeka admired her humility, her hard work, and her contentment. "Ifunanya," he said one day, "you are different from many people I have met." She smiled. "I am just trying to live a good life." Not long after, Emeka asked for her hand in marriage. The news shocked many people. A man from America, they whispered, and he chose Ifunanya. Their wedding was beautiful, not overly loud, but filled with dignity and genuine happiness. Soon after, Ifunanya moved to the United States with her husband. Back in Lagos, Amaka heard the news. At first, she laughed. America, she said, let's see how it goes. But as time passed, reality began to set in. Ifunanya's life abroad blossomed. She didn't abandon her skill. Instead, she opened a fashion business that combined African designs with modern styles. Her work gained attention, and she became successful in her own right. Pictures of her new life began to circulate: elegant events, a beautiful home, and a supportive husband. But what stood out the most was this: Ifunanya remained humble. Whenever she spoke, she still sounded like the same calm, kind person from Onitsha. Amaka, on the other hand, began to face challenges. Her husband's business started having problems. The flashy lifestyle reduced, and the attention she once enjoyed began to fade. One day, she decided to visit Ifunanya abroad. When she arrived, she expected to meet someone proud and distant. But instead, Ifunanya welcomed her warmly. Amaka, it's been so long, she said, embracing her tightly. There was no pride, no arrogance, only genuine happiness. Amaka looked around at the beautiful home, the peaceful environment, and her friend's calm confidence. In that moment, she felt something she hadn't felt in years: humility. Ifunanya, she said quietly, you have done well. Ifunanya smiled. God has been kind. Amaka lowered her eyes. I'm sorry for the way I behaved before. Ifunanya held her hand gently. It's okay. Life teaches all of us. That visit changed Amaka. She returned to Lagos with a new perspective. She became more respectful, less boastful, and began to appreciate the value of humility and hard work. From that day on, the two friends rebuilt their relationship, not based on wealth or status, but on understanding and growth. And so, from the busy streets of Onitsha to the bright lights of Lagos and the distant shores of America, their story became a powerful reminder. Life can change at any time. But character, humility, patience, and hard work is what truly defines a person.